All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another video, or if it's your first video here, then welcome. So I wanted to talk about recursion. I know it's a subject that confuses a lot of people who start learning how to code. I know it confused me a lot, and I figured maybe it would be helpful for anyone if I will just post my explanation or my point of view with a simple example. So I hope you'll benefit from it, and let me know in the comments below what do you think. So basically, we're going to talk about recursion. What is recursion? Recursion is basically a function that calls itself until it doesn't. So why would a function call itself? Because we have a problem and we figure out that we can solve this problem using the same solution for the smaller problems within this one big problem. Okay, now it sounds confusing. I will explain it. The other part of the sentence means until it doesn't, because eventually we would want to stop looping or drilling or iterating because we will have to get to some sort of base case. Okay, so base case would be our stopping condition. So the point where we wouldn't want to look up for more. So I thought of this fun example. I don't know if you know these Russian dolls, the babushka dolls. It's basically a doll that has another doll inside of it and has another doll inside of it. And it's just like a fun Russian concept. And I think that um, it's a good example to explain recursion because usually we would want to use recursion over iteration when things are within a tree structure or where you have like levels or one thing inside of the other. So I guess it makes sense to explain it with that and not just Fibonacci or Factorial, which is just purely numbers. So let's think of this. So we have, let's say we have a babushka. And our problem is to know, because we're super curious, whether inside of this last babushka there is actually something like a gift. And well, we want to know if there is a gift or there isn't, right? Because I mean, yeah, does it make sense to like break one babushka after the other to eventually just end up with one smaller babushka? I don't know. Let's figure it out. So we have this babushka. Okay, and inside of this babushka, so this babushka is an object, and inside of this babushka, we want to create another babushka. Okay, so let's say it's another babushka, which is again an object that has another babushka inside of it. That is also an object, and let's just do one more. And let's say this is the last babushka. The last babushka doesn't have another babushka inside of it. Sorry, I'm saying babushka so many times. This babushka has either null or it has a gift. Okay, so again, this babushka has another babushka inside of it, and this babushka doesn't have another babushka. It either has none or it has a gift. So let's just add another case. So let's just say this is a simple babushka. Let's not offended. And this is an awesome babushka. Why is it awesome? Because it has a gift. Okay, so we have this awesome babushka with a gift, and we have a simple babushka with none, and we want to know which type of babushka is our babushka. Okay, let me just delete that. Okay, so I'm just gonna make these smaller. What's going on here? Okay, yeah. So let's describe our function. So we want to define a function that, let's say, asks which babushka, right? So whether it's an awesome babushka or a simple babushka. And it takes a doll, okay? And a doll would be one of these objects as an example. So basically we want to check if the babushka, if our babushka, let's say we start with the first one, has a babushka inside of it, then we want to continue because we're not in the last babushka. Okay, so we check. So this babushka, so we do the same thing, right? We call the same function because we're still in the same check. We want to know this babushka, does it have a babushka inside of it? Yes, it does. So we continue. Okay, this babushka, does it have a babushka inside of it? No, it doesn't. So we stop. Okay, so we stop and we do whatever it is we want to do with the function. What's the end goal? Okay, so our end goal would be to figure out if it's none or if it's a gift or something else. So let's say the content is our doll.get and then babushka. Okay, so it could either be another babushka, it could be none, or it could be a gift, right? So we want to check if content, and let's use is instance of a dictionary. Okay, so it means we have another babushka to come, right? Then we say, okay, return which babushka, not with the current doll, but with our content. So our content would be the next doll in case it's a dictionary, right? So it would be with content. Okay, so we want to call this function with our content, with our new doll, okay? And eventually we want to return it because eventually we will return something and we need to call it here in order to eventually return it. So again, here we call the function, we still didn't finish, we still want to loop or drill down, right? Because we didn't get to the last babushka. So we're calling this function and we're passing the new doll, okay? So we're not calling the function with the original doll. We're calling this function, returning it with the new doll. Okay, so that's in case we have a new doll. Now, if we get to the last doll, so this is the last doll. What do we want to do? We want to check whether the content is none or it's a gift. So let's say if content is none, then we want to return simple or not a fun babushka, right? Let's say not a fun babushka. And we want to return it, of course. Else, so basically anything else we have inside of this function that is not an object, right? Then we return, yay, awesome, babushka. Okay, and we can also add so let's say we want to print, we call which babushka, and let's call it with a simple babushka. And let's see, so I will open the terminal. Okay, and let's say Python main.py. Okay, so we got not a fun babushka, right? Because we passed the simple one. And if we pass the awesome one, let's see what we get. Yay, awesome babushka. Now, let's try to explain again what happened here. So basically, we have two types of babushkas, right? And our goal is to figure out which kind of babushka it is. In order to figure this out, we need to drill down one babushka at a time and see eventually what is in the content of the smallest babushka, okay? So maybe this is not like the best way to do it, but basically we want to check, okay, if we still have a babushka inside and we still need to drill down, we would again call this function, but with the new doll. Okay, so if we started with this doll and we have this as the value of it, then we're calling the next time with this value. And then the next time we call it with this value. Okay, so I hope it was clear. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you next time.